You can get me a new shirt.
Let's go.
Oh, my great shirt.
Your gray shirt is right there. Welcome, you guys. Come on in the room.
Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday. It's Thursday.
The week is almost over.
Wait, that's not good. Like, I need to start back.
Man, I need Saturday to get here.
You need Saturday?
Yes.
Listen, I need to know who's in the room. You guys come on and join the room. Let's get it. I'm excited about today. I'm not excited that it's Thursday. How many more days left do we have?
It's like 8 more days, maybe? No, it can't be 8, 9, maybe.
No.
Today is Thursday, 7, 8. 8 more days to the conference,
8
baby.
more days until the conference. That is crazy. That is bananas.
Man, we started planning this thing.
What's up, Melissa?
Months ago.
Hey, Matt. I didn't get a chance to talk to you at REI Live, but I wanted to tell you thank you for coming out on Tuesday. I saw you from the crowd and I was like, I think that's Matt King. So welcome. I hope you enjoyed yourself.
We got Miss Melissa. We got Miss Gray in the building.
What's up, Miss Gray? Are y'all almost clear to close on that property? What's up, Cornelius? How are you?
Is that cousin Cornelius?
That is. Gray, have y'all got a clear to close yet?
Most of you follow up because they weren't ready yesterday.
They weren't ready yesterday?
No.
Okay. I felt like that was Tuesday, not yesterday.
May have been Tuesday.
It was great to be in the room with everyone. Absolutely. It's magic in the room. What's up, family? What's up, you guys?
So just a FYI, we used to see the chat on the screen, but I don't know what my wife did. And we can't see it on the screen no more. So we got to use a phone on the side to see the chat. So
first of all, nobody needs to know what goes on behind the scenes. It's behind the scenes. Second of all, I didn't do the update. Facebook did the update and said you cannot live stream into their groups anymore.
Hey.
So I had to find a workaround. And that's what we did, right, fam?
This is corporate Denmark. You get blamed for everything over here.
Listen, Grace said they're closing tomorrow. Let's go. Come on, happy Friday. Let's go.
And Kursky is getting his first property.
Yeah. That's not his name. Jennings.
That is
Kyrie.
You're right. Kyrie getting his first property.
What's up, Casey? Hey, beautiful.
Y'all in the building today. Let's go.
Let's go.
Man, we got a special guest for y'all. Y'all are not going to want to miss what he has to say.
Absolutely.
I don't know if that English was right, but I said it.
That was close enough.
It is what it is.
Mm-hmm. So come on in the room. Invite your friends to this podcast. We are going to be talking to Brandon Bachik. He is one of our speakers for REI Decoded Summit, which is 8 days away.
8 days.
8 days away. It's crazy. 8 days away. So hop on in the room. Let's get ready. And shout out real quick to all of our sponsors. We couldn't do this without our sponsors. So special thanks to Southeastern Salvage, Ex-Whipper Academy, Junk Fathers, Farmers Insurance, Timberline Inspections, and as always, Dendos Funding. If you need any help when it comes to real estate in these areas, make sure you reach out to them. Don't hesitate to reach out to them. All right.
And these are investor-friendly people. So understand there's a big difference between regular retail and investor-friendly people. So all these people understand investors. They work with investors. They love investors.
Absolutely. And if you haven't gotten your tickets yet for REI Decoded Summit, what are you waiting for? Get your tickets. Let's get it. We have 4 more seats left because someone got it today. So don't say, Ashley, I wish I should have, could have, did it. No, do it. If you need any help, if it's the price, whatever it is, DM me, let me know what it is, but get in the room. All right. Experience it on another level and get off the sideline and get into the game.
And I will say this, and I ain't gonna pop around it.
Okay.
Take some action now. Don't be like, I'll wait till the next one. Because honestly, I don't know if
we
we're
don't
gonna do
even
it
know
again.
if there's a next one.
We
You
don't
don't even
know.
know if you're going to be in the same health, if you're going to be in the same mental capacity, if you're going to be in the same financial capacity the next go around. What if there is no next? So get in the room, take advantage of the opportunity, make sure you do what you got to
They
do.
just told me COVID going back around. You never know what's going to
You
happen.
never know. All right, let's. Let's go.
Y'all, she was not ready, y'all. She's still up there trying to get up quick little Texas in.
Listen, you gotta do what you gotta do when you can do it on the commercial breaks.
I was a commercial break.
That was the
Not a commercial
I saw
break.
your eyes.
It's
I
not
thought
a
you had
commercial
something
break,
funny
bro.
to say. You're
Let
ridiculous.
it be a break, not
You're
a commercial.
ridiculous. You're ridiculous. Listen, you guys hop on in the room. I'm getting ready to add Brandon Basic into, and I know you're when you see this name, you're gonna be like, Ashley, that's not basic, but I'm telling you, I didn't pronounce this wrong. All right, Brandon, you ready? Brandon, what's your last name?
Basic.
Basic.
That's
So
right.
everybody who has seen the REI Decoded Summit flyer and you like, stop, you look real basic
I'm
doing
trying
it.
to.
Can you stop?
I'm gonna get there.
So just so y'all know, Antonio's looking at the spelling of Brandon's name at the bottom of the screen.
I'm just trying to get the basic.
It's basic. It is what it is, and
So
we're rolling
the
with
C
it.
sound like a S.
That's right.
H don't make no noise.
It's
That's
silent.
right.
Mm-hmm.
And the IK is really like a C. Yeah.
Yep.
Amen.
Brandon, how are you?
Man, I'm good. I don't ever get to see you. I don't talk to you. You guys don't answer your phone very often, so it's good to talk to you guys.
So, just a recap of my morning.
I really like you guys are hilarious to talk to. We always have really good laughs.
Look, how you said your phone was going off crazy while you were at the gym. Morning started off before Antonio got here. Had a 9 o'clock, squeezed in a 9:45 because I had a student that needed to talk to me right then. So squeezed in a 9:45. Already had a 10 o'clock on the books. Had a 10:30 on the books. Had to move him back to 10:45. And then we are also training a new hire. And then we have a volunteer that comes in. So it's been non-stop.
Go.
Yeah. It's been nonstop. And
Real
that's just
estate's a team sport. It's a
it's
team
a team
sport.
sport. It's not meant to be done
I
alone.
like that.
No,
I like that.
It's frustrating. It gets frustrating alone, right? I mean, because you're inevitably going to run into problems. You need to surround yourself with people smarter than you.
Every day and all day. Absolutely.
Right.
I can't agree more.
At what point did you realize that, Brandon? Like, at what point on this journey? We're gonna go back and talk about the journey, but
Sure.
At what point did you realize, like, hey, I need to really get some smart people around me?
Well, I just like my energy comes from being around others.
Okay.
I like to be around people. COVID, I think, sucked for all of us, right? Because we were disconnected from not only yes, we got to be around our very close family, but our family and friends, I mean, they kind of scared us into that. I love going to the job sites and talking to my contractors and the subs and hanging around and, kind of bullshitting with the guys. And you walk in and, they have Mexican music playing everything and they run over to basically turn it down real quick. And I'm like, guys, I jammed to this. Let's go. Like, keep it up. Like I enjoy being around people. I love selling. I love talking so I just being around people gives me energy. Antonio, that's why I think I love being around you too. It's just you have an infectious energy, that vibe about you. So
appreciate it.
I mean, we were designed to be around people, right? So I mean, if you look at, I got to tell you, I mean, so I went to school to be a doctor. That's my background. Went to medical school, but real estate's always been kind of my passion. And so, to the short answer of that is just, I found out that, or I knew I didn't want to do this by myself. I knew I wanted a business partner, but I knew I needed a business partner that, had different thoughts and beliefs and ideas than I did, but we still had the same vision and goal. We wanted the same thing. Right. If I wanted to only flip and he only wanted to buy and hold, that's not a very good partner, right? Because you want two different things, but we want the same thing. And then probably about 4 or 5 years ago, Dwight's my business partner. Him and I realized that in the game of real estate, yes, you have your external team, you have your attorneys and your CPAs, and you have other colleagues and friends that you can ask stuff to. But when it comes to really scaling and growing your business from the financial aspect, you need a team. So I'll just use the word I think we were very scared to start a fund, if you want to call it that, like a real estate fund. And because everything we had done was on our own. We borrowed from private lenders, borrowed from hard money, and everything was on our dime, our backs. And so I think we just got because we didn't want, because stuff goes wrong in real estate. It will go wrong. It does go wrong.
It does.
And I think we just didn't want to ever jeopardize or put that risk on anybody else but ourselves. But because we have failed so much for so many years, we're just comfortable failing now. And so, but we know we can get out of it. And Antonio, you know my story in Alabama. So
yes.
Like, I just know how to get through it. So
it takes some tough skin to say that it's okay to fail. I know I'm going to get out of it. So let me just hurry up and fail, get over it, and just keep on pushing, because it's a part of it. It's a part of the journey.
And you got to ask for help. I mean, Antonio, how many times have I called you and asked for help?
Oh, all the time, man. But it's not. It's easy to be a hand or be of service to someone like you. For one, you're not calling and standing on a mountaintop yelling down. It's always,
what can we do?
What can we do to make this better?
Figure this out.
What can we do? So I think that's big, and I think that doing as much as you're doing, that's a skill that many people don't have.
Yeah.
So I want to go back a little bit.
I'm sorry, I threw you off, but going back, where you gonna go?
Because I think this is really good. Failure is your best teacher. Absolutely. Ms. Grace said being okay with failing it's so important.
It's good. It's cool. That's my homeboy.
What's up, Nathan?
It's not easy to sleep at night when you failing's hard. Like it, how one of my frustrations, people, you can just put a meme out there, and I don't mean to there's so much just talk out there, but when you're living it and you're truly going through, I'm just going to use the word hell. There's a lot of hell not personally, but business-wise, we're going through right now. But I'm a very Christian individual, and I know I can get through it. I know I can, and I know, like I was just telling you, I was at the gym, just everything that went wrong in the 42 minutes I was at the gym went wrong. But I just know now I can't, it's easy to say, don't let it ruin your day. It's easy to say it. But God damn it, it's hard not to it's hard. And so why do you need a team? It's because when you get hit, you just want to be around someone else that's been hit.
That's real.
That understands.
Yesterday, one our next door neighbor, they came over to talk to me, and the first question everybody asks is, how you doing? And I was not doing good yesterday.
Well, because fire started early in the morning. It's
And
Tuesday.
it's just been stuff going on, just personal stuff, business stuff, all type of stuff. And I was basically telling him, like, I'm not good, but I'm gonna make it through. And I know that every time we get ready to do this conference, the attack comes. It's coming. It's coming hard. It's coming from all type of directions. But that's just my sign. Even though it hurts, even though I'm telling you it hurts.
Yeah.
I know I'm gonna go through it, but that's my sign that this conference is going to be amazing.
Yeah,
we're going to bless so many people. We're going to touch so many people, and we're going to change so many lives that the devil's trying to distract me and take me off my game. It hurt, but I ain't gonna get off my game. So,
and it's like clockwise every time. Like, oh, okay. Well, here's another. We had a hit that came last night. And I'm like, oh goodness gracious!
If you know it's coming, just be okay with it when it hits.
Yeah.
And surround yourself with people that have been hit. You can, but that's part of the group that you guys built, and why you built it. Is so that you can surround yourself with other people that can work you through it.
Yeah.
Real estate, what I've learned, is not difficult. I can teach you anything you need to know about real estate relatively very quickly, but it is the emotional intelligence of going through this business that's the hardest.
Absolutely.
I went to a Tony Robbins event 10 years ago, and Tony Robbins says businesses fail because of the emotional intelligence of the leader. Because
right there.
Because it doesn't matter. Pick your widget. Building houses, rehabbing a house, building a company, being married. It doesn't have raising children. I mean, you guys have a lot of, it's difficult. And learning how to handle the emotional aspect of this and continue to grow through that is what makes you the leader that you'll become.
All right. So who is Brandon Basic? Who is Brandon Basic?
So, okay, who am I? So, married my high school sweetheart.
Okay.
Originally, I'm from Texas, born and raised in Texas, and I wanted to be a doctor ever since I was little. And I sold drugs for Pfizer for many years, legal drugs, but I sold drugs.
You can't. He had me. He had me, Ashley. He had me.
Okay, legal drugs.
I did, and I wore a suit and tie, and I had my name badge and all that, and I did that for 10 years, and I loved it. But then I knew there was more. And I had something in my heart told me that this is what I wasn't supposed to do. And so I was kind of lost as I was growing up. And, I graduated top of my class. I went to Baylor University, graduated top of my class, accepted to medical school, did not finish medical school. I figured that was not my calling. So I went and worked for Pfizer, did that for about 10 years. So I sold Celebrex and Viagra, all the things, all the fun stuff. Right. And I'm blessed for that, but I knew there was something more, and I had the flu for like 3 days straight. This was 18 years ago. And I was watching Flip This House shows, and I said, I can do that, And so the way my mind works is I take action, but I don't jump off the cliff. I read books of what it's going to be like jumping off the cliff, but I knew I was going to jump. So I wasn't afraid to jump. So I did everything that my mentors told me to do, and I bought my first house. This is probably 16, 17 years ago. And it was scary. I borrowed. Go ahead. Stop me.
So before you bought your first house, you hired a mentor?
Books were my mentor, because I didn't, there wasn't, I didn't know what to, 16 years ago, there wasn't like groups like you guys, right? There was one group out there, and his name was Than Merrill. And I've gotten to know Than very well. I know Paul Asajan very well as well. And Paul, I'm a little bit more like Paul, my business partner Dwight's a little bit more like Than in terms of how their mindset works. So I followed what they told me to do to the T. And I'll tell you exactly what I did. I called every real estate agent, And I said, this is what I'm looking for. If you have anything, call me. And I really didn't know what I was looking for, but I jumped. And when she called me one day and said, I have this house, I was like, okay, let's buy it. And I'm like, I had no idea what I was doing. And my stepdad loaned me $125,000. The bravest man I know. Bravest man I know lent me $125,000, and we partnered on the deal. And I made it through that flip. It was very difficult. It was very challenging. I learned a lot, but I did it. And I made $5,000.
Absolutely.
And I was so excited. But I knew real estate was my path and my journey. But to go back, married my high school sweetheart. We now have 2 children. We have almost a 5-year-old and almost a 3-year-old. And the people that have more than 2 children, my heart goes out to you. You're amazing people. I don't know how you I don't know how you stay sane. I don't know how you get any work done. I am hiding in my daughter's room right now, so with the door locked and the gate locked, so they don't come find me.
Nobody comes.
Yep. And so, but I'm very grateful for them. They taught me a lot, and I'm still learning emotional intelligence. But what's important to me is I knew in my heart that I didn't want to be a doctor, and I knew that real estate could change my life and my family's life for future. And I knew I had to break that chain in my family. Nobody else was going to do it. I had to do it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Kudos to you.
Absolutely.
Question.
You had a lot of things you want
to touch on. A lot. One thing I'm gonna say though is, if you could go back and you made 5,000, let's hypothetically say you would have made 25,000 on that first deal. Would you take the experience or the 25,000?
Oh, experience. I would have lost money. I mean, I knew what to. So what I'm going to talk about in 8 days is what not to do. Because knowing what not to do is more important than sometimes what to do.
Absolutely. Because
you can go to YouTube and it'll tell you what to do.
Yeah.
But nobody tells you what not to do.
Brady, how many, and I'm not going to say flips, how many deals have you done? When did you start?
Started over 15 years ago.
In these 15 years, how many deals roughly? Because you probably don't know. You probably lost track of.
No, I know. I know exactly what it is.
How many deals have you done?
So it's just shy of 1,300 deals. So I'm a systems and processes guy. So everything I do is, how do I replicate it? What do I do? So I don't just figure out, let's go buy a house. Let's figure out what type of house do I want to buy, and let's reverse engineer it. Mm-hmm. So I also coach people. I coach business owners. I coach entrepreneurs, and I coach real estate people, because it's the emotional part of this business. Most people are out there just running, but they don't know where they're running and why they're running.
Right.
They just know they need to go buy a house. Right. And I've still make mistakes to this day, but we really try to reverse engineer what we're looking for. So where do I want to be in 5 years? Where do I want to be in 3 years? Where do I want to be in 1 year? And what are the people that are needed to accomplish that? And what are the systems and processes needed to hit those goals? And then when you do that, the numbers tell you, okay, if I want to buy 50 houses of $100,000, you know exactly how much money you need to go raise.
Right.
You now need to reverse engineer how much marketing dollars you need to spend. So I can tell you what the KPIs are, right? Remember, I can tell you what not to do. So once you know what your KPIs are for a mailer or a cold call or a texting campaign, whatever it is, then you just know that this is real estate's about effort-based KPIs. It's what work do I need to put in to reach the goal I want. But if you don't know your KPIs, then you're just kind of running without a path.
Absolutely.
So that's what I've learned, Antonio, is over 15 years. I can teach you how to flip a house, but I still don't know anything about the electric breaker and what not to touch. And you know what I mean? I don't know those things, but I know how to put the systems and processes together and try to hire the right people. And I still struggle at that. And Antonio, these are the conversations you and I have at hiring the right people, because my weakness is I give people the benefit of the doubt.
Yep.
And there's good people out there that take that and run with it and then become great people that you work with for years. And there's people that are gone in 2 weeks.
Yeah. And I think honestly, it's a part of the process. Like, you're going to have, just like in any decision you make, there are going to be some decisions that are going to be, oh, I'm so glad I made that decision. But keep making more decisions. You're going to have some decisions that you hate. Like, your ratio just gets bigger.
That's right. And everything I do is a case study. So in medical school, and I have my master's as well. I went and got my master's. I went and got my executive MBA. And when you're at that level, you learn things via case studies. Mm-hmm. So if you take a house, the house is a case study. What did you do right? What did you do wrong? Let's not do that again, right? Mm-hmm. And then what did we learn from? And then over several hundred. I mean, we were rehabbing 10 to 14 houses at a time in Dallas, Texas. And that's where I live. And I had 3 crews, and I set up a system and a process so that I only visited a house on Mondays and I paid draws on Fridays. Right. But when you build that out and you train your team on what you're looking for, again, I can teach you how to do all of those things, but you have to know what you want.
Yeah.
Right. Like, you have to know, like, what are you after? And you might be after, and don't get over. And I almost didn't want to tell you how many I've done, because I still fail every single day. But my goals are just different now because my confidence level is different. I'm not afraid to buy a house. I'm no longer afraid to buy an apartment complex. I'm no longer afraid to buy an RV park or a mobile home park. I've bought all of these things, right? But I bought them one at a time with mentors and people that guided me along the way. So I love what you guys are about. And Antonio, that's why I told you I would love to speak at your conference, because I love that you're pouring into people to help them.
My people gonna think I gave you a script, because, man, you sound just like me right now. Which one out of all those different things you bought, which one was the scariest?
So we got so good that we were let's go straight to Alabama. So we sold a lot of our rental properties in Dallas, Texas in 2019. And a lot of our mentors, I'm answering your question. This was the scariest. A lot of our mentors, we become economists over time, because you always want to ride the wave of the economy, right? Sometimes you can do the right thing at the wrong time and get hurt. Mm-hmm. But if you do the right thing at the right time, you can succeed. Mm-hmm. Okay. So we went back and we contacted all of our hedge funds and insurance companies that were buying hundreds of homes a month, and they stopped buying in Texas in 2018. And so that's why we sold in 2019 our stuff in Dallas. And they started buying in Georgia, Alabama, North Carolina, Kansas, Arkansas, South Carolina, and certain parts of Florida. So we reached out to, I'm part of several masterminds, and we reached out to some people that had started buying in Huntsville. And because in Alabama at the time, taxes on a rental property were less than, I don't know, $400 a year. Some of my rentals in Dallas are $400 a month. So just remember, I learned this over many, many years of doing things wrong. But we became economists because we wanted to learn, where is the next evolution and the growth going to happen? And the answer was in the Sunbelt regions. Okay. So we have 21 houses in Huntsville and Decatur that are rental properties, and 11 of them have more than doubled in value in 3 years. Just for the simple reason that we were able to buy, because we knew how to buy. We already knew how to do that. So our sales manager said, I'm finding a lot of deals in Birmingham. Let's go to Birmingham. I was like, okay, let's go to Birmingham. And Birmingham was the hardest thing I've ever, and I'm still learning Birmingham. It's been the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life. But having said that, our rental properties in Center Point, and in Jacksonville and Oxford and down in Jemison and Tuscaloosa and different parts of Birmingham we were buying properties at $75 a square, a price per square foot, in Center Point, and now they're 130, 140. So, but Center Point's been very difficult, right? Because everybody doesn't like the inspectors, and dealing with the tenants can be very rough. But we made beautiful houses using our system and process, and the system has worked. It's just Alabama wasn't ready for what happened in Alabama.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the property that you and I know on Dogwood, that house will be worth $400,000 in less than 5 years. And we bought it for $90,000. But we knew that when we bought it. We knew that. We 100% knew that. But what's been the hardest part for me was learning a new state 1,000 miles away and learning to trust. That was the hardest thing for me, because I couldn't just drop what I was doing and drive over there. I had to wait for Antonio to call me back in 72 hours.
Okay.
Absolutely.
But no, I'm not dinging you. But that's the hardest thing, was learning to trust, because I knew what I wanted and I wasn't there.
Sweet.
And I think with any leader, that's the hardest thing, because you have to, while it's important to you, everybody else doesn't take that same importance. And you're like, well, dog, where am I? What's going on? And with anything that you do in any business, you're going to want it. And I'm probably the worst at it, where I need it right now, like yesterday, for everything. So my team is like, listen, calm down with all your fires, because that's not a fire in my eyes. Yeah, I needed it like now, like yesterday.
My contractor politely told me that about 2 days ago. He called me and said, man, you call and you rush me to do stuff, but you take forever to pay me. I mean, it was important at that point in time.
And now it's not as important anymore.
And it's not that I'm not going to pay you, but it was important at that point. But he basically told me the same thing, though.
Well, the line that I've learned is, the level of attention that you give me is the level of attention that I give you. So if you want to get paid the next day, you better start the next day. Unless you have a legitimate reason that you're finishing something, because like Jack just tried to call me while we were on here, and I'm still trying to get a rough inspection. It's been 90 days because he keeps putting something else before me. Because his last final draw is not large. I mean, it's a decent draw. It's still 25% of what I owe him, but it's not large enough to go get a 50% down payment on another job. And just learning that.
Contractors.
Life of you was giving out game. You was giving it out.
I know the game, and then it can take. You put in for an inspection. And it can take 7 days for them to get out there. And then, and then they send someone different different than the guy they sent. Then you do those 4 things, and then they want something else done. And it's just
never ending.
It's never ending.
I want to tap on your wife a little bit.
Oh,
when you told her you was going full-time real estate, what was that conversation
compared to medical?
I still get it to this day, and it's just because my job as our main provider is to provide certainty for our family. And things are good when you got 4 vacations lined up, and nobody questions stuff. But sometimes you go through hell. And my wife's been with me as I was dead broke, and she's been with me when I have money, and it's not fun either time. A few times I've heard the comment like, you have an MBA, you should go do this. But like I told you guys in your audience at the very beginning, know what you want. And I drive fulfillment out of transforming homes, lives, and communities, and helping somebody that is a post office driver. I'm making something up right now, that wants to get into flipping houses and then and just being there for this individual to like see that there's something else that they can do, to where it starts out to where I just want to make an extra 1,000 or 500, and then it goes to 5,000, and then it's like there's something here, and then that person sees the light. At the end of the day, that's my calling and my passion. And then my goal is to coach these people on an ongoing basis to help them realize that one day they might not want to just do post office work anymore. They might want to do this for their family and buy 3, flip 3, keep 1, or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, in whatever that looks like for them. But I come at it from an emotional response first. Is like, you need to know what you want and where you're going, and then I can help you.
So most teachers, doctors, professional blue collar workers, they are in the go to school, get a good job, retire. Did you see any entrepreneurs in your life growing up, or where did your entrepreneur bug come from? Was your dad an entrepreneur? Was mom an entrepreneur?
Love that question. So that's my Rich Dad Poor Dad experience is what you're asking me. Rich Dad Poor Dad, the book by Robert Kiyosaki. So my wife's father, my father-in-law, he was a real estate appraiser. My wife's a real estate appraiser. Okay. And when her and I were dating, we would go, they had a motorhome and we would go on vacations with them. But there were many, many days he's like, hey, I need to go do this. I need to go finish these 3 appraisals first. We're going to leave in a few hours. But his best friend, his name was Donnie. He was an attorney. He owned mobile homes and mobile home parks. Remember, my wife and I were high school sweethearts. So like, this is when I was 16 and 17 years old that I started seeing this. And I would hang out with Donnie because Mel and Donnie were best friends. And I was like, Donnie, why is it that you don't work? And he's like, no, Brandon, I work all the time. I was like, yeah, but when we go on vacation, you go to the beach at 9 a.m. and we have to wait till 2 p.m. like to finish. Like, what is that about? And he said, well, Brandon, I buy things that give me cash flow so that I don't have to work. And I said, so you mean, I didn't get it. I didn't get it when I was 16 years old. And I said, so you own something and people pay you for it and you manage that process. And that's what I assimilated over time. And that's how you get paid. He goes, exactly. And I said, and he owns like 800 and something mobile homes in Central Texas. He's a very wealthy man. He's a Jewish man. And he just he's the one that told me that it was possible. And I saw that it was possible. So in the back of my head, I knew it was possible. But my mom was not that way. Nobody in my family was an entrepreneur, but he gave me the light and showed me that it was possible. And from then I just started asking questions. And honestly, God took it from there.
That's amazing. Most of the time you meet someone, they got maybe 5 houses, but to have 800 mobile homes, that's a whole different type of wealth, a whole different type of conversation to even be around and be a part of.
Totally.
And I can see how you're like, at the minimum, I'm probably going to do 800 because I know somebody, I can talk to someone that has 800 right here.
So I was flipping mobile homes at one time, and I called Donnie one day. This is the power of having a mentor. This is exactly why you guys do what you do. I said, Donnie, this is frustrating as hell, and blah, 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 blah. He's like, yeah, Brandon, it's just you. It's just you. He goes, you just need to go buy a mobile home park. I said, so how do I do that? And he's like, do you have any money? I was like, no. He goes, then you need to go find someone with money, partner with him. You do all the work and y'all split the profits. So I did that.
Bingo.
So I was working at Pfizer, and I got to know one of the guys. We got along really well, and he knew I was doing real estate, and he's like, I've got some money. And I was like, sweet, we're business partners. Let's go.
Just like that.
Well, it wasn't just like that, but it was that. And I found an opportunity, went to the bank. I was very prepared when I went to the bank. I looked very professional. And Tim Carpenter gave me my first big loan at Prosperity Bank. I'll never forget it. I still talk to Tim Carpenter to this day. You never forget the people that tell you yes the first time. You never forget those people.
Absolutely.
And I bought my mobile home park, right? And boy, was that a learning experience. But if I didn't have Donnie, I wouldn't have known that.
You
So
wouldn't
you have to
even
lean.
try to.
People that are where you want to be truly want to tell you and give you the information you need and you want. They want that. Like, they're not hiding anything. You just have to ask for help.
Absolutely. And then do it. Like,
And do it. And then freaking just take action. Like, just take action. Like, yes, I was scared to freaking death. But
right.
when I bought that thing and I got up on the top of this trailer and I was pulling needles off the top of the mobile homes, I'm like, oh my God, what did I get myself into? But you just figure it out. You just figure it out. Like, when I had someone steal $10,000 from me, a contractor in Alabama, it sucked. It still sucks, but you just got to figure it out.
You figure it out. And you figure it out all the time. It's uncomfortable, yes. But how much stronger are you once you figure it out? Like, it's always a year later, you can go back and laugh at it. At the moment, you're not laughing.
I don't really get nervous about it right now. So right now we are buying. So what we are evolving into now is we are buying service-based businesses, HVAC, electric, and plumbing companies, because our biggest costs are HVAC, plumbing, and electric. And we started our own roofing company because roofs are obviously very expensive. So if I need a new roof, I just task my own team. And so I'm building my own ecosystem around me, around our real estate. So the next apartment complex I buy, if I need all new HVACs, I can just do it at cost. But I'm going to own the company as well. So we're looking to buy service-based companies right now, and we're raising money to do that. And I'm surrounding myself with great people, because real estate's a team sport.
Yeah.
And real estate is a business. If you're just flipping a house, that's a job. But if you're flipping 5 houses, that's a business.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so learn and surround yourself with mentors and entrepreneurs that are business people. So that's what I learned. And you guys know that. You guys run your education company is a business.
Yes. Man, you should have said that about 2 years ago.
No, a little longer than 2 years, not 2
You
years.
don't know what I'm going to say?
I do know.
What I'm going to say?
About the buying businesses. It was about 5 years ago. Antonio told me, I want to buy a construction company. And I said, you can't do that. And it literally, you know how things start to grow on you? Mm-hmm. He said it so many times, it grew on me. And I told his uncle one time, and his uncle was like, oh, that's brilliant. And then it clicked. I was like, oh, Antonio, that's brilliant. He was like, what is wrong with you? Like, you told me I couldn't do it. This can't happen. Nobody would sell. So then I started talking to different contractors, like, how much would you sell your business for? And then one guy gave me $1 million. I was like, listen, your business is not worth $1 million. Like, come on. You're not worth $1 million. It's only 3 of you guys. You gonna pull the permits for me? And he was like, well, I'll continue pulling permits. I was like, well, you might be on to something then.
Well, you just grow as a person. You grow as a person. And I was talking to a business broker today, and we were talking about SDE, which is sellers disclosed earnings, and EBITDA and gross revenue. And you start learning. This is where our education system fails us, is because they don't teach. Like, yes, we teach accounting, but like, let's learn the business side of it. That's what business school is about. That's what case studies are about. And when you can sit down next to someone and you can read their financials and you can understand, because your numbers tell a story, and then that person gets it, and you see that light bulb go off, man, as a business coach and as an entrepreneur, like, isn't that cool? A cool feeling when you see it, when they get it, right? But there's just different levels to this. So surround yourself with people that are where you want to go. If you want to own mobile home parks, go find someone that owns them. I promise you, they want to help you. And if they don't, figure out how to get in their inner circle.
There it is. Yeah. And for the people that's watching, if you want to get into real estate, make sure you come to the REI Decoded Summit. Brandon is going to be speaking.
Absolutely.
Get around like-minded people. Get your VIP ticket so you can sit down and talk to Brandon and have a conversation and pick his thoughts about them 1,300 houses that he's done.
In some of the houses, Antonio, if you get really good at it, there's a lot of houses I never even went to, ever.
No, absolutely.
That's the goal.
That's
the
how
goal.
it's supposed to be. Yeah,
That's how it's supposed to be. That's right.
that's how it's supposed to be.
You
I always
set the bar high, Brandon. You set the bar high, man.
Well, but that's
Antonio
for
will buy
everybody.
houses.
That's forever. I mean, but that's how this business is supposed to be, and yes, you need to go buy a construction company, Antonio. And there's a guy I know right now that wants to sell me his HVAC company in Alabama. I'm not ready to buy service-based companies in Alabama at this time.
Yeah, I don't do that.
But I think that's been really helpful. That relationship, though, has been really helpful. Now, if you're not going to continue buy in Alabama, I think is where it gets tricky.
Yeah, I mean, we have a few houses we're still looking to sell in Alabama. So, if any of your students, I can give you guys the address or whatever, but whatever y'all want to do. We have really one's under contract right now. We're just
you got an ugly one.
I got an ugly one. I do have an ugly one in Birmingham. Yeah.
We're gonna go to that one for the conference. What part of town is it?
I don't know.
Now, don't say it's in Tuscaloosa. We ain't going to
No. I can give you the zip code if I just don't. I fly into the airport, I get my rental car, and I put it in Google Maps. So that's what I know. It's 35224.
That's wild, I think. That's North Birmingham. Yeah, that's an ugly one though.
So I mean, but this house has an ARV right now of 1.25, about 125. This house will be worth 180 in 5 years. It just will. The neighborhoods are changing. Birmingham's just a little different than Huntsville. But I pray that Jefferson County understands that investors are good people. Don't come after us. Let us help you make Birmingham better.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the key. Absolutely.
All right. So I got one more question. How many questions you got?
My questions come on the fly. So just go. Don't worry about my questions. They come on the fly.
A lot of our audience are people looking to get into real estate. They haven't took that step yet. They're on the fence.
Probably afraid.
They're making excuses about money, about time,
about deals,
about being able to find
there.
deals. What advice would you give those people if they're watching this program right now?
That's the same advice and I've alluded to it a little bit, is know what you want, and you have to know your why. Your why is what's going to make you start. It's what's going to continue. We've all heard and I hate memes. I already told you that, but when you get hit, you just got to keep getting back up. And that is so true, but it's very difficult to do in the moment. We know that, but you know what you're fighting for. If you don't know what you're fighting for, you're not going to start. It's an emotional thing. It's a here. It's in your heart and it's in your head. Why did you guys start your education company? Why? Tell me why.
We were already helping people, but they weren't taking it serious. So they were wasting our time. And one of our mentors came in and said, "You are doing it all wrong. You are doing too many properties at a time. You are missing out on money. You can be in such a better position. You can have in your sleep money that requires less strain on you, less strain on your family." And Antonio's like, "Listen, I ain't got time for that. Like, I got to go." He said, "Well, I'm coming back to Birmingham next week, and I'm not going to talk to you, but you better be there. And I'm going to talk to Ashley." And he came in our office. We spent the hour together, and literally in an hour, he mapped out everything that we did and said, "This is how you build an ecosystem around everything that you're already doing. And this is how you make in your sleep money to where you're not straining. Look, you're not doing 10 to 12 flips at a time," because we were going crazy managing 10 to 12 flips at a time.
Yep.
So
with the two of us.
And
it was the ability to help people.
And we realized we couldn't do a service with just the two of us like we could if all of our students did the same service. Like, we touch more people as a group, what we call as a family, than we can ever just touch with the two of us. we
right.
can never have enough houses for rent. We can never have enough houses for lease option if it's just the two of us doing it. Because every year we would run out.
Yep. You said the key word. You had a mentor, that told you what to do, and that's really what it's about. Is I would say, to get started, if you're fearful, find a mentor to give you confidence. Because and the way I thought about this is this: when you're flipping a house, like you have to run scenarios, the best scenario and the worst scenario. And if you can live with the worst case scenario, then what is there to fear? Right. And that's the way I looked at it. And I could deal with that. I could deal with that law. I could live with that loss. You have to take yourself there, because everybody's going to do it. So don't beat yourself up for going there. Go there, accept it, and then find your mentor, move forward. There's a lot of mentors that will split the profits with you, and you don't have to pay them a thing. Some of them they want a monthly thing. Some of my clients that I work with they pay me a little bit on a monthly basis, and some people are thousands of dollars a month, right? It just depends on where you're at in the business and what you talk about. The people that start out, it's very tactical, like do this, do that, KPIs, right? And the people that are further along, it's more they just sometimes I have to give people permission that it's okay to feel that way or to think that way, or you're thinking about it the right. Like, people just like want to bounce ideas off of me a lot of times. So I would find a mentor. I would talk to every real estate agent that in an area that you want to work in. Challenge yourself. Get to know every single one of them. Tell them what you're looking for and ask them to bring it to you. Okay. And while you're doing that, surround yourself with people just like you guys are doing, and then ask other people that are in your same situation. Okay, I've talked to all the agent. I'm starting to get some deals. How do I underwrite this the right way? And then you do it, and then find an accountability partner. It's just like going to the gym. Find someone that's in your shoes, and y'all share ideas together. Like that's how you start, and that's what gives you the confidence to get going, because it's the hardest part is starting, not doing your second deal. So I want to inspire your students to have the confidence to talk to somebody new.
Yeah, I love it. Absolutely.
Great job. Well, I know we got to get out of here. I know you got to go get out your daughter's room, because I'm pretty sure they're trying to get the daddy. When are you coming into town, Brandon?
I will be there Friday. I'm the first flight out, so I land at like 8 a.m. on Friday morning.
Okay. So you're coming, Darlene? Do you know Darlene?
No, I plan on it. So I'm renting a car, and I'm going to go to I'm meeting up all my team. I'm scheduling it now. I'm meeting everybody at every single house. We have a schedule, we have a system, we have a process. This is what we're going to talk about at every single house. And then we're going to hold each other accountable to hitting our goals. With obviously within our control, because I want to have lunch, and then I'll take one of my guys to lunch when I'm out there, and then I'll probably show up about 1:30 or 2 o'clock with you guys, and I'll be there till Sunday.
Man, you got it mapped out, man.
I love it.
Mapped out. You're gonna love Darlene. Darlene talks our language. Darlene is mental. She is all about
overcoming the head space, because it's so much in our head that we put in our head that no one else even knows is in our head, knows what's going on, but we just put all these roadblocks in front of us that shouldn't even exist.
And I think it all kind of boils back to that emotional intelligence that you was talking about.
Yeah,
that's so important. In my head, I call it the emotional discipline.
Yeah, that's great.
Recognize it and understand it and compartmentalize it.
Compartmentalize it to keep going, because if you don't, you will be you will have the biggest meltdown ever, and it may be hard to get out of it.
Yes.
So keep going.
My coach, am I allowed to say a bad word on here? One bad word?
Yes.
Our coach is real simple. We pay him a lot of money, and I called him one day with this problem, and I kept talking, and he said, "Are you done?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm done." And his response was, "You're being a little bitch."
all come. Don't talk to me like that. Like
but
maybe
he's like,
I am. So let me get
you know
over
what,
it.
you know what to do. You're just being a little bitch. Just go do it.
Yes, sir. That's all you
we,
can say.
we are going
Sometimes
to
you need an accountability partner to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
That's it. Close it out, babe.
You
got
be a little B.
You guys are
Just
awesome.
playing.
I love you.
Well, we got a closing today. So I'm excited about that. We just got to clear the close
They're
earlier.
still closing today? They're not closing today.
Why they not?
They are?
Why they not?
Oh, well, I better go get the champagne then.
Oh, sound like we got to go.
But guess what? That's what Instacart is for. We
That's
just
right.
order Instacart, have it delivered to the office, and then we're good to go.
There it is.
All right, let's do it.
All right, Brett, I can't wait to see you Friday, man.
Yes.
Make sure you come ready to knock everybody's socks off and
Yes.
enjoy yourself Friday night. You know, I
Yes.
got some drinks for you Friday night too. So
What
let's
are you?
have a
Are
little
you a
fun.
bourbon guy, tequila guy?
Well, I really don't drink that much, to be honest. But if I do drink, it's clear. It's tequila or vodka.
I thought you were gonna say something like Antonio. It's something sweet. If I do drink,
I'm sweet enough. I don't need anything like that.
Let's go. Let's go.
All right, Brandon, man. Thank you for your time. Look forward to seeing you in a couple days.
Yes. Love
Pleasure
you
to be there.
guys. Have a wonderful day.
Peace.
Bye-bye.